Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night Anamkara meditation program. With all my heart, with all my love, I welcome you to our program this evening. I'm so glad you were able to join us. And you bring the power of your practices, the power of your commitment to practices. And of course, you bring your divine self. And this is a gathering, satsang, keeping the company of the truth, the highest, the self. So I'm so glad you joined us and bring all that to this evening. And we're going to start out with a practice that we've been doing at the start of the program, just to help settle the mind and bring it into that reality of the truth of who we are, both by attuning ourselves to slowing and deepening the breath and adding it to the awareness of this ancient, profound mantra that is literally going on with the breath. You know, so many practices are aimed at attuning us to what's already fully present. And what's present is this awareness of pure being, of I am. Pure I am. Not I am a man, I am a woman, I am some contracted thing. It's the awareness of I am the infinite, the boundless, the unspeakable, the unnameable. I am that. And the mantra is AHAM. And so it's said that we can hear, we listen for, as we refine our awareness, the ah as the breath comes in, and the hum as the breath goes out, and the ah as the breath comes in, and the hum as the breath goes out. So we'll do that for a few minutes, just to be able to clear the mind and invite it to step aside, so the existence of the brilliance of the truth of who you are can be known right here, right now. Inhaling the ah, and then the hum. Ah, as the breath comes in, hum as the breath goes out. Ah, as the breath comes in, hum silently in the mind as the breath goes out. I am the infinite. I am all that is. That's that awareness. continuing to breathe, just with that awareness. I am. It's not just aware, that awareness. See, the mind first starts to posture as that, just an attempt to be able to sense that, feel that. That awareness is suffused with boundless love, boundless compassion. All it sees is its own self, and it looks at all it sees through the eyes of love. That's what it is to look through the eyes of the divine, through the eyes of your own self. That's what all the practices aim at. And they recognize the only thing that stands in the way of that perception of the true reality here and now is our identification with the mind. So we work on both transforming the mind and its content, as well as quieting it and just stepping away from it, to come to rest in the truth of who we are, to come to rest in that ability to see that in all beings, all creation. That's home. That's what we're searching for. Home, coming home. And I wanted to share this evening, I thought I'd do some readings from this gorgeous collection called Turn Me to Gold. And it's 108 poems of Kabir that were translations done by Andrew Harvey. And the photographs, it's got a beautiful collection of photographs done by Brett Hurd. And for those who know anything about Kabir, he was this ecstatic poet saint centuries ago who just captured as best anyone could in words what can never be captured in words. But his words so beautifully point to that reality that we can't help but follow them into that cloud of infinitude of being. That's what we want. So I thought I'd share some of his poetry this evening. Kabir writes, "That person who's kind, who practices righteousness, who remains at peace in the world's madness, who feels all sentient beings as his or her own self. This person attains the deathless one and is accompanied always by God." These simple practices that tame the mind, quiet the mind, separate us from the mind, give us the ability to see the mind for what it is, this ephemeral collection of thoughts and feelings, memories and anticipations about the future. It's a great creation, it's a great instrument, but it's so much better not to be identified with it. That's what we're invited. We don't destroy the mind. In fact, we strengthen it. We clarify it. We remove the impediments, the wrong understanding that skews our vision by becoming immersed in words and practices that run through the mind and help to clarify it, help to remove the lifetimes of misunderstandings, misperceptions. That's what we're clearing through even a practice like listening to the words of a great being. Kabir writes, "Baffled, choosing for or against, the whole world gets lost. Choiceless, rejoicing in him, that's the true knower. People are bound together, donkey tied to donkey. The one with inner vision is the only true person. Those who walk alone, alone find the truth. The heart dissolved in love never returns again. Wholeness is complete vision. Everything is sacred. Kabir says this can't be understood and can never be written. It's the direct experience of that we seek. Because it's beyond all the scriptures, all the texts, all the yogic thises and that's. People get so fascinated, but it's the mind that gets fascinated by details that will never take us home. We'll never get closer to knowing the divine by knowing the petals of the chakras, or all the letters on the petals of the chakras, or how many there are, or how they're arranged. It's a metaphysical system. It's a distraction. If the divine wants you to know anything about that, she'll give it to you. They don't have to seek it. Seek only the experience of the one. The mind is constantly being distracted. That's why the mind is likened to a magpie. Magpies as a bird, they're attracted to shiny things that are useless to them. They'll pick up pieces of tin foil and this and that's, carry them around, put them in their nest. It's like the mind. Oh, I had this numinous experience. I had this peak experience. I had this, I had that. I want this, I want that. Will it take us to God? Will it reveal the one? Here and now? No. That comes through the wisdom of the heart. That comes through the vision, drenched in love. It's love that unites us. It's love that lets us see. There's only one here. How can I harm any other? There is no other. That's what we're invited to come home to over and over again. Yeah, it can be okay to occupy the mind with this text or that text, but it's never a substitute for knowing the one in the moment. What are we choosing? Kabir writes, I am God's assassin, and I'm waiting for you in the dark alley of abandoned love. For when you're brave enough to run into my knife. The sword of discrimination. A cut through ignorance. Cut through wrong identification. We want to be lovers of the infinite. Oh, we have to get free of everything that the ordinary mind holds dear. They don't disappear. It's our limited identification with them that binds us. Conquer the mind, Kabir says. Hack it to the ground. Destroy the ego. Your murdered mind then will call, beloved, beloved. And death will not dare touch the tiniest hair on your head. Knowing the eternal as our own self, becoming immersed in that, that's what takes us beyond the realm of death. The eternal is that pure, boundless, loving consciousness, pure being. AHAM. AHAM. That's it. Not the words AHAM, not the sound AHAM, the Shakti that gave birth to AHAM. So we have to follow the stream of the mantra back to the ocean from which it sprang. We have to dissolve in that ocean. Traveler, Kabir writes, you've arrived at the ocean of joy. Don't go away thirsty. Be careful. Death destroys hopes. A stream of sweet water runs close at hand. Drink from there. Abandon all thirst for mirage water. Drink and keep drinking from love's pure spring. Lovers of God, drink love's nectar. So love of God lives always in them. Kabir says, be one of those who drowns desire and fear in sober, steady bliss. Abandon all thirst for mirage water. We keep thinking, if I have this, I got that, I achieved this, I did this, it's going to somehow fill me, make me blissful. No, that's mirage water. The conventional self can do some of those things, and that's its nature. But you, oh, you, my beloved, you're the divine. You'll never fit in those little thimbles, those little containers. They can't hold the infinitude of your being, your rapture, your love. Be awash in that. So he says, lovers of God, drink love's nectar. So love of God lives always in them. We're always, we develop that discernment, that discrimination. What am I really hungry for? What am I really thirsting for? What am I really longing for? If it's anything other than the divine, you're in trouble. Come home. Kabir drank in avidly the nectar of God's love. The well-baked pot will never again be turned on the potter's wheel. The wine of the beloved's love becomes more ravishing the more you drink it. But it is hard to buy, for the wine seller demands your head in exchange. Many throng around the wine merchant's stall. He drinks his fill, who offers his head. The rest get turned away, dry and empty. You are truly drunk with the beloved's wine, whose bliss never changes when you roam like a mad elephant, forgetful of yourself. The bliss-drunk elephant forfeits its usual grass, for the arrow of love burns within his heart. He's chained to the gate of love and throws dust on his own head. The drunken one is absorbed in one unknown. He has overcome desire, soared free of anxiety. Under the spell of love's wine, he transcends, while in a body, the stage of liberation. The lake in which once not even a jug could be lowered, the love-mad elephant now bathes in bliss. The temple has drowned along with its spire, yet the birds go thirsty. Kabir, exhausted many yogic alchemies, but found none like the Lord's love. If even one drop of the Lord's love enters your body, your whole being turns to gold. Turns to gold. Turn me to gold. Let that love of the infinite fill our being. It's already there. You don't have to go anywhere. It already fills being, the being of you. What's in the way? The head, the mind. That's why we offer that. We'll be given it back purified and detached. It can still serve as an instrument, but it will never serve as yourself. If it tries to serve as yourself, it only serves up pain, limitation, exhausting efforts. To know the one, we leave that behind. Then we come to know what's already fully present, here and now. That's the truth of who you are. So now we're going to chant for a few minutes. And we're going to chant one of the great names of the infinite, the divine, Om Kali Ma. Invoking. She's Shakti. She's the mother of it all. She's the one who created it. She even created bondage. She even created the identification with the mind. The mind can't disidentify it from itself. It's like trying to jump over your shadow. It's the power of the Shakti, the power of your own self, that sets you free. So we invoke her magnificence. We invoke her living presence here and now, so the mind can drown in that. So we'll chant for a few minutes and then just sit in the stillness, the quiet of simply being. The mind moves. Let it move with Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma. Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma,
Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma, Kali Durga Namo Namah, Kali Durga Namo
And dissolving the mind in that throb of the infinite that is mantra, that is Om Kalima, that is AHAM, until even they disappear. They're all gone. Just the infinite stillness and spaciousness, the radiance of being, the truth of who you are.
Kali Mahadevi ki jai.
So we end with this prayer that may all our practices truly benefit everyone, and may all beings know complete freedom from suffering. Namaste. Drowning the mind in pure being. Pure being. The Buddha described as having these four irreducible qualities that are really one. The mind likes to separate things. Boundless love, boundless wisdom, boundless joy, unshakable equanimity. That's the truth of who you are. The mind cannot posture that. The mind, known as the power of self-appropriation in the yoga tradition, can't appropriate that. It appropriates bits. Doesn't have boundless joy, has a little. Doesn't have boundless equanimity, has a little. Doesn't have boundless consciousness, has a little. So, we appreciate the mind for what it is. It's not who you are. You have a mind. You're not the mind. So all the practices are about coming home to the truth of who we are. And that transforms the mind and body in exquisite ways. Makes it an instrument fit for being held by the divine. To create. The divine wants to create, not what the ego mind wants to create. So we're going to be having a contemplative course, listening to the divine within, starting in June on the first Sunday in June the 4th and running for 8 weeks, except for the 4th of July weekend. So 9 weeks, 8 weeks of sessions. Anybody who would like to join can find the information on the Anamkara website. And so I look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. Thank you for coming and bringing the fullness of your divine presence. And thank you for being ones who do the practices and then walk the ways that you embody the truth into this world that's so wrapped in darkness. It needs every ray of light that you emanate. So thank you for being ones who do that. And again, I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.